In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I hit my first 24K month, the month I turned 24. And the main thing that got me there is not going to be what you expect. So let's get straight into it. If you don't already know me, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jeremy Pogue. I help entrepreneurs make a ton of money online. Anyways, a man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. Let me say that again. A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. You see, everything in life follows a cause and effect relationship. So every outcome, every effect, all the results that you see, they don't happen by luck. They don't happen by chance. There's no such thing as chance. Everything that you see, the outcome, the results, they all happened because of a specific cause. Something caused that outcome, whether it's good or bad, right? So it's important to understand that like one of the things that I think a lot of people kind of forget about is like, take a look at like the historic greats of all time, right? Like Michaelangelo. It took him 5 years to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel back in the 1500s. And now here I am 500 years later, still talking about him. Why? Because we praise their work, but what we don't see is the story behind the glory. We don't see the 5 years of like painstakingly grueling hard work of him painting a ceiling. I'm pretty sure he had like severe like back problems or neck problems or something as a result of that, right? But he just sacrificed his body to really just bring to life his art form, and now he created a masterpiece that we talk about to this day, right? So what we don't see is what goes on behind the curtain, because all people put out there are just the highlights, right? They just put the highlights and the wins and all of that, but you don't see the struggle, you don't see the sacrifice, you don't see the discipline, the saying no to things that you want to do that would be fun, because you have a clear vision in mind and you know that it's only going to hold you back and postpone that vision. So anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because I think it's really important, because a lot of people expect results, but they're not willing to do the work required to get those results. They're not willing to put in the work to sacrifice literally everything in order to achieve this one thing that's truly most important to them, right? So really it comes down to a few different things, right? For me, it comes down to discipline, being able to hold yourself accountable to the things that you tell yourself that you're going to do, the things that you commit to, and to say no to everything else that doesn't align with that will not get you closer, and sacrifice as well, right? So one of my favorite quotes of all time is, if you don't sacrifice for the things that you want in life, then the things you want in life ultimately become the sacrifice, right? So you get to choose what you do today. You're getting to choose between what I do today is going to move me closer to my goal, or is it going to be moving me further away from it and distracting me? You get to choose whether you like it or not. And where you are today is a result of your actions and your choices that you've made in the past that led you to where you are today, right? And then the third thing as well is habits, right? So habits are the things that lead to the outcomes. Like most of our brain power, most of what we do, what we think, is a result of just habits. It's pretty much automatic, and they're just installed, and we just go throughout our day, mostly habitual, right? Mostly following the habits. So it's our responsibility, it's our job to install the habits into ourselves and our thinking, our behaviors, and our actions, to use them in our favor, right? To install habits that are going to get us to where we want to be, to get us closer to where we want to be, rather than further away, right? So take a look at the habits that you do on the day-to-day basis. How much time do you spend on your phone, right? Do you check your phone first thing in the morning, or do you read a book or meditate or visualize and really just set clear intention for the day? When you finish work, do you just watch a few hours of TV or Netflix or YouTube videos that aren't really productive? Or do you read a book? Do you take a course? Do you work on your business? Do you prospect? Do you do sales training, right? It's really up to you and the habits that you choose to live your life by. And that is what leads to like that discipline and the results that you're looking for, right? So to kind of tie this all back in together, there's a couple things I want to leave you here with. It's not going to be a very long video today. I could go hours and hours on this topic, but it's really important to understand that like there's nothing wrong with disappearing for a while and coming back. Like disappear for a while, focus on yourself, work on yourself, and build the business, build your goals, build the skills that you want to build. And then coming back, a new and improved you, an entirely different person with the end result in mind, right? There's nothing wrong with that, because what that does is it allows you to focus. For example, last year when I was starting out my first business, I was I was willing to do whatever it took. I knew what I wanted to do. I said, all right, I've had enough. I'm going to make this work. And I deactivated my social media accounts for 6 months. I stopped drinking. I stopped hanging out with friends that would just go out and party all the time and would hold me back, right? I cut off all of that stuff. I stopped watching movies. I stopped watching Netflix. I just invested pretty much all the money I had into courses and self-education and coaching from people who had done what I wanted to do. I said no to everything else that didn't align with my goal and what I wanted to do, and that would take me away from my vision, right? I disappeared for that 6 months and I came back a completely different man. People don't recognize me anymore. They don't recognize my thinking. They don't recognize who I used to be. And that's because I disappeared. I really just figured out what I truly wanted to do with my life, and then I just did it. I didn't tell anybody. And then now I'm being rewarded in public for what I did in private, but nobody sees what goes on in private, right? And that's okay. So disappear and then come back and shock the world, right? Like really at the end of the day, a quote that I heard in a podcast last week that I listened to is like, remain faithful behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, when nobody's watching, when nobody's there to hold you accountable, when nobody is there to see what you're doing, remain faithful to yourself, your goals, and your vision, and your purpose, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you got some value from this, drop a like. Let me know if this was helpful in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. And if you have any ideas for other videos you want me to make, follow me over on Instagram at Jeremy_Pogue and shoot me a quick message. Just kind of let me know that you came from this video and what other topics you want me to hit. And I will record some videos for you, because I wish I had this kind of insight when I was starting on my journey. And if I can help somebody get a little bit further ahead from where they are right now, then that is a job well done in my case. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.